coming up on ATV News.
Funeral services for Air Medic Jake Shepard were earlier this week. We'll tell you what his family is saying about his passing.
We'll show you what Black Friday deal cleaned out the cages at the Humane Society.
This van caught fire. We'll tell you why the owner doesn't even care.
There's always something more with an in-state matchup. You know what happened with BYU? I'll tell you about the rest of the week.
Skateboarding season may be coming to an end. I'll tell you if we'll get enough snow for snowboarding in weather.
All that and more, this is ATV News.
Welcome to ATV News. I'm Mark Rosa.
And I'm Morgan Pratt. Jake Shepard died in a plane crash 2 weeks ago. This week, the air paramedic was laid to rest. Our Abby Lewis is live in the newsroom with more. Abby?
Thanks, Morgan. Jake Shepard's funeral services took place Monday morning at the LDS Stake Center in Nibley. Shepard's family says that he was a man that was passionate about his job and had a love for life.
Jake served well, very honorable, very knowledgeable.
Funeral services for Jake Shepard took place Monday morning in Nibley. Hundreds of service workers gathered to lay their friend and brother to rest.
Very tragic and very family-oriented that we are here, and we will honor Jake. And we rejoice Jake, and we love Jake for all the things that he did for others.
This plane crashed in Elko, Nevada while trying to transfer a patient to the University of Utah Hospital. Shepard, along with 3 others, died in the crash.
When he crashed, I was awake and my whole family was crying. So it was really heartbroken for me and my family.
These emergency responders are saluting Shepard in respect for his service and the lives he was dedicated in saving.
Jake spent numerous hours studying what he already learned to become a better EMT.
Shepard's family says he was a man that loved to get laughs and would do anything for his family.
He was funny and he was under a table for an hour to get a scare.
He loved to study and better himself. He lived a long life in how much he did and he learned and he gave.
Shepard's legacy not only lives on in his wife Sadie and 3 children, Jack, Rudy, and Dean, but also in the lives of those he saved.
Wow, thanks, Abby. That's a really, really sad story.
An elderly woman was injured in a car accident in North Logan yesterday. She was driving westward on 2500 North in this white van. Witnesses say she was slumped over the steering wheel when she swerved out of her lane, over the median, and slammed headfirst into this red truck. While the truck driver didn't get seriously hurt, the woman was taken to Logan Regional Hospital. Police say she has a pre-existing medical condition that contributed to her crash.
If you're on medications, read the directions. If it says don't drive, don't drive.
The roads are getting slick, so if you want to avoid an accident, be careful out there.
Preston City Police are looking for burglars who struck 9 times since October. Our Tess Griffiths takes you to the Utah-Idaho border to show you which businesses were affected.
Molly Johnson is a cosmetologist here in Preston, Idaho. And on the morning of October 9th, a burglar broke into her salon and stole $120 in cash. But that's not the only place targeted that morning. The burglar also broke into Tattles, Misamore's, and Girls Family Fitness. A burglar also broke into 3 more places early on the morning of November 22nd. According to Preston City Police Chief Ken Geddes, it is not known whether the break-ins were done by the same person. Security cameras from Ransom's country store show the burglar breaking the glass door, searching behind the counter, and then leaving. Chief Geddes says the burglar did not take anything from the store, and some business owners are grateful the burglar didn't take more than what was taken.
Well, we have really expensive high-priced shampoos. I have some high-priced flat irons, blow dryers, equipment, scissors, and they didn't take any of that. They obviously just wanted cash.
We don't keep a whole lot of cash on hand. We deposit every day.
The burglar of each business wore gloves and a mask, making it difficult to identify the burglar.
Here at Molly's Salon Boutique, you can see the marks where police came to dust for fingerprints.
I'm really glad it doesn't happen a lot in our town, but it's creepy a little bit. Watching the camera footage was really weird.
They did more damage in breaking windows and locks and doors than they would have ever got. So I really hope they find the individual.
Tess Griffith, ATV News.
Police are still trying to identify the burglar.
The State Department of Safety is mourning the loss of a Utah Highway Patrol trooper, Eric Ellsworth. The 32-year-old died late last Tuesday with his wife and children by his side. He had been on life support at Intermountain Medical Center in Murray for 4 days after being struck by a car. He was working to slow traffic near Garland City. His funeral was this morning in Ogden and was open to the public.
3 people are still in the hospital today after a knife attack at Ohio State University. 11 people were hospitalized after Monday's attack. A student drove his car into a group of people and then used a machete to attack him. He was shot and killed by Ohio police officer after failing to obey police officers' orders. According to students and officers, the campus alert system played a big part in keeping other students safe and maintaining order. Utah State University's own police force urges students to register for its own Code Blue, which is our alert system.
It's not a matter of if, but when it's going to happen up here. And that's why it's important that everybody gets signed up for the Code Blue Emergency Alert System so we can get that information out quickly to everybody. It takes all of about maybe 2-3 minutes, just your phone numbers, email, and that's it.
You can find Code Blue registration information and a video about how to deal with an active shooter on campus on our Facebook page.
Some Snapchat users don't like the content they are seeing on the popular app that generates about 10 million views per day. One Utah woman hopes a petition will change this.
I was actually really excited that somebody had started this petition. I had actually deleted my Snapchat app for a couple of months because I was not happy with some of the images that I'd been seeing on Snapchat.
Some of the sexually explicit content includes obscene reading or topless celebrities, like this picture that started the campaign. On November 20th, Melissa Richardson posted to Facebook that she was seriously disgusted and tired of the pornographic material she and others, including young people, were being exposed to. She took action the next day and started a petition to allow users to opt out of inappropriate featured stories. In just 1 week, over 20,000 supporters joined the movement and signed the petition. Richardson says she has received signatures from all 50 states, 26 different countries, and 6 continents. If customizing the content you see is important to you, go to the link on our Facebook page to sign the petition. Coming up, we'll show you how the Humane Society found new homes for some former residents.
I'll show you how one USU organization donated books on the National Day of Giving.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
This is the moment I knew. His future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back. You've heard of Black Friday, but have you heard about Pet Friday? Last weekend, animal shelters around the country had deals of their own. No adoption fees Friday through Monday. The normally overflowing kennels at Cache Humane Society are nearly empty after a second annual Holidays event. Shelters in partnership with Zappos and Best Friends Animal Society made a goal to find homes for 9,000 pets to represent the 9,000 cats and dogs euthanized every day around the nation. Just 2 hours after opening day on Friday, 40 of the 45 dogs found homes, as well as about half of the cats. By the end of the weekend, 2 dogs were left and 10 cats. Staff members said they were just happy to see animals go home with loving families.
We've had lots of the animals in our shelter for a long time, and it was just amazing for them to get like forever homes and just to have the opportunity to have all that love in their life.
Now the deal is over, but the animals are brought to the shelter every day. The normal adoption fee is $175 and about $50 for cats.
Finals are on their way, and with that comes some long study nights. But sleeping like these students are could be the most important part of your studying, according to the USU's Counseling and Psychological Health Department. They say losing sleep can mean losing memory, impairing judgment, or even creating symptoms similar to ADHD. And all of these symptoms can severely impair test taking. Physiological Health also warns there is no such thing as making up sleep later.
Sleep is important because it's something that we can't make up once we've lost it. We think that if I were to spend this next week getting ready for finals, having 4 or 5 hours of sleep, that once finals is over, I can just make it back up. And unfortunately, the research seems to indicate that once sleep is lost, it's lost.
Check out 10 sleeping tips Counseling and Psychological Services recommends on our Facebook page.
Community members raised about $5,000 worth of books on Giving Tuesday. I visited that book drive where they raised the money.
It ended up happy.
Oh, it did? Okay, that's good.
Like the flag.
Today is Giving Tuesday, which means that you're encouraged to either volunteer or give to your favorite charity. And so we're doing both here.
Hi, my name is Ike Thomas. I've been volunteering at the Scholastic Book Fair for 4 years. Makes me feel good. Seeing other people giving back to people. I mean, that's what makes America really great, is people giving back to people.
For every hour volunteered, Scholastic donates 1 book to one of 3 organizations: El Centro de la Familia, Engineers Without Borders, and the English Learning Center.
Sonia says it's important to get kids to read because those who don't read while they're growing up know 30 million less words by the time they start kindergarten.
Reading is one of the most important ways that children develop their language. And so I think reading from the time that they're young, even up into adulthood, is really important.
There's nothing that can beat just opening a physical book and reading and looking at the pictures and the interaction you get with the children as well.
So it really does make a difference. For many of these children, this will be the only book they have in their house. So it will be a well-loved book.
I think that it's super amazing how you can give your time to just give something little like a book to someone.
Some of those donated books will go as far as Uganda and Mexico. Others will end up right here in Cache Valley.
We're going to show you an overhead shot of what it looks like out on the quad today.
After the break, our Ben Nielsen will show you what the weather looks like next week.
It's okay.
You make me wear my bike helmet. Taught me never to run with scissors.
You tell me to stay away from drugs.
To always buckle my seatbelt. And to follow the swimming rules. You're always looking out for me and trying to keep me safe.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
Here in the garage.
Closet. Shoebox. Under the bed. Where anyone can get to it. How safe is that?
How safe is that?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. If you own a firearm and are not using it, please be responsible and be sure that it's stored in a safe place. Remember, always lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org.
If you you store your guns properly.
I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside.
Safer when walking home.
I won't have to tell so many family members. I'm sorry.
I won't hear as many scary stories.
And I won't have to tell my kids. This isn't a drill.
Please.
Please, do it for us.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always, lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
Welcome back. We've got Ben Nielsen here.
And Ben is going to tell us when our ski and board bums can expect to hit the slopes.
Yeah, I know I talk about snowboarding all the time, but it's because I am one of the ski and board bums. And I'll show you over here on our green screen. And as you can see behind me, this is what the canyon looks like right now. So it means good news because snowboarding is probably going to start pretty soon. I mean, you can see it got pretty snowy. I think we got about 15 inches of snow actually. And so the resorts are going to start opening up pretty soon, but they don't know when because it depends on the snow. Beaver Mountain's got about 15 inches right now, but they need probably 15 more before they can open. So they're hoping to open before Christmas. And it's the same with Cherry Peak. They make their own snow, so they'll probably get some more for us before Christmas too. So now we'll check the national radar for the weather, and here it is. So this big section, all of this right here, this is just a big mess of weather. I mean, there are thunderstorms and there's tornado warnings for these states down here. It's basically the apocalypse down there, probably. We don't have to deal with it though, because we're over here on this side of the country. And over here in Utah, you can see we've got this blue section of rain and snow, and it's gonna start moving a little bit this way. And we're gonna go on to our next radar, which is our snow forecast. So this light blue area all across the country, that's a snowstorm that's going to be moving through in the next few days. And as you can see, we've already got snow, we're going to get snow, it's going to be snowy. The next few days are going to be pretty snowy. And we'll go ahead and take a look at our state radar now. Here it is, and like I said, here's this little blob of precipitation. It's going to be just kind of moving this way, and we'll get some of it starting tonight. So we'll go ahead now and take a look at our 7-day forecast. And here it is. Like I said, tonight it's going to start snowing and the temperatures are going to get pretty cold. I mean, I go outside at nighttime to take my dog outside and it's freezing. It's so cold. And it's not going to get any better, sorry, for the next few days. Except Friday. It's going to be nice and sunny on Friday. And then on Sunday, it's going to be warm again, 41 degrees. I mean, relatively warm, at least for Utah. And then here comes the snow again. Next weekend, snow, 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 and it's not going to stop. So good news for the snowboarders is it's going to be snowy. Bad news for the non-snowboarders, it's going to be snowy. And that's wraps it up for weather. We're going to go on to our sports section, and Emily Duke has an interview with Logan Jones from The Statesman to talk about the basketball game tonight.
Okay guys, so I'm here with Logan Jones. He's the sports content manager at The Statesman. He's been here for a couple of years.
2013. Yeah.
Since 2013, okay, yeah. So, and Logan and I have been friends a long time. We've worked on a lot of sports stuff together. So I brought him in. We're gonna talk a little bit about BYU is playing Utah State at the Vivint Smart Home Arena today at 7. So it's gonna be a good game. If you're not going, you should be. But we just wanna talk a little bit about what we think is gonna happen. So I mean, BYU coming off a loss to UVU, and another loss. They're on a 2-game losing streak, as well as Utah State on a 2-game losing streak. Neutral court, what do you think is going to happen?
The Cougars did lose a really good game in the second game of their Vegas tournament that they were playing in. It was a really close game back and forth. But then they lost a really bad game to UVU. They put up 101 points, still lost by double digits. I think 114 to 101 was the final score. And they just didn't shoot from three particularly well. They didn't get to the foul line a whole lot. Nick Emery put up 37 points, and that was pretty much their only source of offense. So defensively, they definitely showed some vulnerability, letting UVU put up 114 on them.
Well, definitely. I mean, that's not something you usually expect. I mean, UVU has never beat BYU in program history. So that's got to be a little bit devastating to them coming into this game against the Aggies. Do you think they're going to be more out for blood, or do you think that's going to be, like, hinder them?
They'll be looking to right the ship. BYU's a well-coached team. Dave Rose has been there since 2005, and he's done really well with the program. They've only lost once in the Vivint Center, or the Smart Home Arena.
Whatever.
And they're going to be really tough out of the gate. And I think if USU kind of weathers the storm at the beginning of the game, a lot of things that Utah State does well are the things that UVU did well to a winning formula.
Right.
So if Shane and Kobe are driving and dishing out to open three-point shooters, BYU is not great at closing out on three-point shooters. If Sam Merrill and Julian Perry can hit off the bench and kind of catch fire from deep, it could actually be a really long night for the Cougars, which would be enjoyable for us.
That would be enjoyable for us, exactly. So, I mean, we're pretty much wrapping up here, but who would you say is going to be the biggest influence for Utah State to make us win?
For a player on Utah
State's team?
It's going to be our bigs. I would say I'm going to cheat and say all of our bigs.
All of our big guys.
Eric Mika is actually the leading scorer on BYU's team, and if we can out-rebound and limit what Mika can do offensively, then we're going to win the game.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming in, Logan. Thanks for talking to us, and we will have more Aggie Sports.
Enroll, we say, we want you to be okay. Enroll, we say, take care of people for goodness sake. There's a plan for every budget, so don't accept defeat. Now you can get covered and still buy me treats.
You take care of your pets. Now it's their turn to take care of you. Visit getcoveredamerica.org to learn about your health insurance options.
When you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it, I see it. Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Hey? God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Always great to have Logan here in studio. So we've got the BYU game tonight, but last Tuesday, women's basketball hosted a little in-state rivalry of their own when SUU came to town. Utah State came into the matchup undefeated. Veteran Rachel Brewster with the ball. She pulls up and drains the three. This is her second year with the Aggies. And Brewster again, this time for two, and it's in. The sophomore ended the night with 9 points. Brewster again with the ball. This time she shoves it out to Eliza West, who hits the three-point basket. Brewster added 2 more points towards the end with this fadeaway shot, but it just was not enough. Aggies dropped the first game of their season 70-54. After the loss, the Aggies went to Montana for the Lady Grizz Classic. Utah State won both games they played in, taking out the tournament host, Montana, who had never lost their tournament, not in 16 years. So that was pretty cool. So this week, men's basketball went to Mexico to play in the Cancun Challenge. They dropped both of their games and are going into the game with BYU tonight 3-2 on the season. The football team also traveled to Provo this weekend, but to fight BYU for the old wagon wheel. The Aggies took the lead early with this field goal from senior Brock Warren, and then after that, BYU with the ball, Taysom Hill step backs, makes the pass, but it's intercepted. It's former Cougar turned Aggie, junior cornerback Dallin Levitt. The Aggies unable to convert. BYU with the ball again. Hill makes the pass, the handoff to number 21 Jamal Williams, and it's touchdown Cougars. So Damian Hobbs now in at QB for the Aggies. He takes the snap, gains sufficient yards, but it's stripped. BYU's Michael Shelton takes the ball the other way. Touchdown BYU. He runs it all the way. And then third quarter, Hill again with the ball. He rushes to the side, leaps over an Aggie defender, but comes down hard on his elbow. And he's out for the season for the third time against the Aggies in his career. Tanner Mangum came in for the Cougars, connects with Colby Pearson in the end zone. Touchdown BYU. Cougars take the game and the coveted wagon wheel. Final score 28-10. The Aggies lost the last 5 games of their season, and they're not going to a bowl game for the first time in 5 years. The volleyball team held their senior night last Tuesday when they faced the Weber State Wildcats at the Wayne Estes Center. The Aggies honored senior defensive specialist Maddie Day Larson, starting libero Hannah Gleason, who started every match this season, outside hitter Kaylee Kamalu Smith, who's been on the Aggies for all 4 years of her career, and setter Erica Moscoso. They each got a hug from coach and a gift from the team, and then they took to the court. Moscoso sets the ball, Kamalu Smith drives it home to take first blood, and look how happy they are. Another set from Moscoso, and the kill comes from junior Kayla Descosi this time. And then a block up here from Kaylee Kamalu Smith. She tips it just over the net for the point, and they score. Aggies could not be stopped. They rolled the Wildcats 3-0, and the 4 seniors lit the A blue for the last time. Do you know that lighting the A blue with that little statue, it's fake. They fake it.
You're kidding me.
Yeah. Well,
We've been lied to?
We've been lied to. It's all fake, but it does look really cool, and it's fun for them to be able to light it. So nice to win on senior night.
Yeah, definitely. Well, coming up, what do you do if your minivan is on fire? We'll show you what one Cache Valley man did when his did catch on fire.
Oh, listen now. Can you hear the bluebirds? Oh, look up now. Can you feel the sun?
Welcome back. Next time you take your car off-roading, make sure it's got a better engine than this one. Bright orange flames, the kind you get from a gasoline fire, spewed out of this used minivan in Hyde Park, filling the sky with dark smoke. But even though the fire wasn't planned, it wasn't necessarily a freak accident either.
We just kind of bought it to come out here and play with it and didn't really care if it broke. We didn't want it to catch on fire though.
But it did catch on fire. And while they tried to put out the flames by themselves, Paulson and his friends eventually had to call the fire department.
It was scary. At first we thought, oh, we got this, we can just stomp it out or throw some water on it, but it wouldn't come out.
I gotta say that looks amazing and really fun. I wanna go trash a minivan in the desert now too.
If you've ever wanted to join the film club on campus, you've probably been disappointed. There hasn't really been one until now. The USU Film Society started by Mikkel Law, who always wanted to be part of a film society on campus, but when she realized there wasn't one, she took matters into her own hands and made one. Even though right now there's a lot of empty seats in this auditorium where they meet, Mikkel has big ideas for the future of the Film Society.
It would be awesome if we could do kind of a film fest or something with silent films and have the orchestra play while we're showing the film.
The USU Film Society meets in room 160 of the Fine Arts Building almost every Tuesday.
Now that Thanksgiving is over, it's officially the Christmas season. USUSA helped bring in the Christmas spirit with an event that centered around giving and one of the holiday's most iconic symbols. USUSA kicked off the Christmas season with its annual Festival of Trees event, held in the TSC Lounge on Monday. Clubs and organizations bought a Christmas tree and brought their own supplies and creativity to decorate. Each tree was individually decorated to represent the spirit of the clubs. The trees will be left on display in the TSC Lounge until Friday so students can vote on the best tree, with prizes going to the top 3 trees organizations. And at the end of the week, the trees will be picked up by Bear River Valley Head Start and donated to less fortunate families in the area.
It's really special that those families get the opportunity to get a Christmas tree and have it in their living room, and I think that's really awesome and makes families really happy.
The trees will be sent to each family along with a personalized card from the club that decorated the tree.
That is so exciting. I love Christmas. I decorated my whole apartment this week. Like, I have a tree, I have tons of stuff. It's great.
Oh, I'm sure it's amazing.
Well, thanks for joining us on this edition of ATV News.
Check out all the latest editions of ATV News on our Facebook page.